All right, it's been hot, it's been windy once again, and an active severe thunderstorm warning for a cell that's pretty much exiting north central portions of Marshall County with a hail threat, a lot of lightning as well, as you can visualize right here. By the way, the blue and the white colors, what do they mean? When we see the blue ones, those are positively oriented lightning strikes, which are typically more abundant around strong to severe storms than they would be for ordinary garden variety thunderstorms. Moving into western Roseau County and pretty much tracking right along Highway 11 right now. So Strathcona, it's just off to the west of you. That hail core right here where we see the reds and the pinks on the radar. And it will be making its way into the Badger area by 5:45. Make sure you're staying away from windows with this storm. It's moving at a 35-mile-per-hour clip to the north and to the east. And as it does so, the updrafts in these storms today with this heat and humidity, very strong. And we're seeing that the large returns on the radar are echoing all the way up into the top of the cloud there. So you get some hail lofted up pretty high. That usually means some pretty stout storms. Now, we are watching for more development here in the west. And in fact, the latest radar scans showing in Stutzman County, moving into western Barnes County, we do have some activity. Our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, is on the scene and keeping his eyes on the skies. Here is a live shot from him as he's staged and ready to go to keep you all ahead of the storm. Our storm team here is on watch because we do have a first alert weather day. Let's get back to business here as we take a look at the visible satellite imagery. So we darken the ground here, and now we can see the big tall clouds up here in northwest Minnesota. That's where our severe storm is. And now we have this boundary here. Cool air off to the west and a warm air mass over us. Cool front is very, very slowly working its way through the region. And in fact, it's pretty much stalled today. Area of low pressure down in South Dakota. And we're going to see the potential for really robust thunderstorms developing along this cold front as we go through the overnight and into the depth of the overnight. And we're watching for that initiation, we call it right now, that trigger to get storms started out ahead of the cold front. Right here, we're seeing some higher cloud tops right there. Put the radar in. Yep. There was a little bit of development there. So first alert weather day for tonight into the overnight hours and right into your morning for some. There is, early on at least, a risk for some tornadoes. Where you see this green area, there's a low risk for tornadoes. It's about a 2% probability as the numbers lay out. What that means is that there's a 2% chance within 30 miles of a point of seeing a tornado. It's not a huge chance, but it is there. So we're going to keep our eyes on the skies tonight. And you should as well with the Valley News Live weather app. Make sure you're staying informed if storms approach your area. A live look now from our home of economy camera in Grand Forks. You can see those towers exiting the Grand Forks area off to the north and east. It's 97 in Fargo, feels like 99. And we have gusts to nearly 40 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere are still sizzling as well in Thief River Falls, 90. Look at this. You can see where the cold front lies right here. Then it kind of lurches back towards Bismarck, where they are in the 70s as well. So it's in this hot and, yes, humid air mass where we have temperatures in the 90s and dew points in the 65 to 70 degree range. And that's the moisture, the fuel for thunderstorms to make all those clouds and rain and hail. And there's plenty of that around. Here's the ever important hour-by-hour forecast. Now, no model really does an exact job of positioning where exactly thunderstorms form, but in eastern North Dakota, we expect that explosive development now as we go into the dinner hour and just beyond. That's where it begins. Even though we have a little bit of activity firing up here in northwest Minnesota, here is where the real show will be. And then as that cold front slowly slides its way eastward by around the 9 to 10 o'clock hour, this model has it racing through the Red River Valley. When they get linear like this, these thunderstorms making a long live, they can honestly accelerate quite a bit, throwing the timing off a little bit. But we expect them to continue to push eastward into Minnesota through the overnight hours. So the early hours will bring the best chance for very large hail, around 2 inches in diameter or so. And we also will have the greatest risk for tornadoes. In the overnight hours, that risk will shift to damaging straight line wind and hail. The rain chances last into the overnight, and into tomorrow we have a chance for strong thunderstorms, mainly in our far eastern counties and central portions of Minnesota. Planning forecast for tomorrow looks much different than the last couple of days, Andrea. We'll see 70s to a peak near 80 degrees in Fargo. A big time change as that cool front brings some relief to the valley. Kirsten sending in a gorgeous Detroit Lake sunset. Just beautiful to see the waters. And now we're going to get to enjoy them with some more relaxing temperatures. The weekend for Father's Day does bring a chance of some storms on Saturday, maybe a little quieter and a little cooler. with a 74-degree reading for Father's Day. Continue to track the storms here. I'll get on those as we speak, and Andrew will have an update for you here a little later.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Hutch.